Welcome back. The World Trade Organization WTO, in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Commerce, is hosting a regional workshop on the trade-led economic growth and development in the Caribbean, the role of multilateral trading system, MTS. The aim of the workshop is to increase participants' awareness of various factors that can enhance development gains from trade. Yesterday at the workshop on the trade-led economic growth and development in the Caribbean, Cuthbert Knight, Director of the Trade in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said it is a well-timed opportunity.
It also gives me great pleasure to extend a very warm and hearty welcome home to paradise, to you, our CARICOM brothers and sisters. It is a well-timed opportunity for us all to renew contacts and deliberate on this most important topic, trade-led economic growth and development in the Caribbean. It is heartwarming to note that the workshop covers a wide range of very interesting items relating to the WTO 10th Ministerial Nairobi decisions on the development and the progress on the implementation. Also, agenda items relating to aid for trade, special and differential treatment, the WTO's work program on small economies, and especially those directly related to aspects of e-commerce, regional and global value chains, and the role of trade in the 2030 agenda in a post-Nairobi framework. In general, the workshop will help to improve your understanding of how trade can contribute to economic growth and how this can be transmitted onto development. I hope you will agree with me that a congenial surrounding promotes and enhances the absorption and retention of information. It is for this very reason that this workshop is hosted on the pristine island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is also referred to as Hairuna, home of the blessed.
Shisha Paradishe, Director of the Development Division of the World Trade Organization, said that after 15 years, the situation is still unclear.
Lots of midnight oil was burnt, lots of negotiating capital was used up, and that is what led to the launch of the Doha Development Round in 2001, which for many developing countries at that point of time seemed the center of all their concerns as far as the multilateral trading system is concerned. And yet 14 years or 15 years now after the launch of that round, the situation is unclear. There are many who feel, and we'll talk about it in more detail when we talk about the outcomes of Nairobi, the outcomes of MC10. There are many who feel that the round is dead. And if it's not dead, it's at least lying in the ICU. But for small countries like yours, I think it is critical to perhaps spend the next 2.5 days reflecting on how development became center staged into a multilateral organization like the WTO. Where do development issues fit and stand right now? And what can we do individually and collectively to ensure that development doesn't die? The round may come and go, but we do not want development and developing country issues to in any way be given lesser importance than they have been in the past. And we have to also move with the times. Because if, and I'm sure many of you were not even had joined the governments at that point of time, but when the negotiations had started, all you could hear of was agriculture, services and NAMA. That is what constituted the negotiations. But today, if you look at what's being discussed in the WTO, you've got aid for trade, you've got the sustainable development goals, you've got e-commerce. So there are lots of issues. But as long as we are clear as to why development must remain center stage, you can ensure that the development dimension is integrated into this.
Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that as a small island developing state, CARICOM countries should use the opportunity to develop our strong commitment to free and fair trade.
As a small island developing state, or as small island developing states, CARICOM countries should view this WTO regional workshop on trade-led economic growth and development as an opportunity to reaffirm our strong commitment to the rules-based, transparent, free trade and fair multilateral trading system. Of course, in the old days there was a school of thought that the WTO was like an elephant. To get it moved, you have to use great energy. And to get it stopped, you have to use great energy. But today, we are thinking of the WTO in processes rather than a long-term movement and stopping. And so there are what we call low-hanging fruits, and on a more piecemeal basis, we look at some of the thematic areas that we could get resolved within the WTO.
The workshop will focus on how aid for trade can contribute to building trade capacity in the region and other development matters. The workshop will take place from 13 to the 15 December 2016, beginning at 9:30 a.m. at the Beachcombers Hotel. Participants are expected to come from across Caribbean countries. The Christmas road cleaning program got underway on Tuesday, December 5th, seeing approximately 5,000 persons employed for the season. The Building Roads and General Services Authority, BRAGSA, will be carrying out the cleanup program in various communities across the country for about 2 weeks. The exercise will focus on the clearing of drains, the removal of debris and overhanging trees due to the trough system experienced recently. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, SVGTU, is proud and honored to be to host delegates attending the Caribbean Union of Teachers CUT executive meeting on December 14th, 12th and 14th, and the 7th Education Conference on December 15th and 16th, 2016. The activities will take place from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on both days. The conference will be held under the theme, Towards Decent Work. The impact of health and safety in the work environment on teacher professionalism and learning outcomes in the Caribbean. Presenters will be drawn from local, regional and international experts in the relevant disciplines. St. Clair Leacock, a vice president of the New Democratic Party, NDP, believes that he has been the victim of friendly fire from supporters of the NDP, and he will give a statement this Thursday in Parliament about his political future. A disappointed Leacock said, "I cannot continue indefinitely to be the victim of friendly fire from those in whose name I am supposed to work." Leacock aired his grievance while calling in on the New Times radio program last Friday, a program on which newly appointed leader of the opposition and president of the NDP, Godwin Friday, was a panelist. Meanwhile, at the My Vinci photography exhibition on Sunday, Desiree Karen Providence, founder of Express Vinci, urged young people to use their electronic devices to be creative. Express Vinci, in collaboration with Coast Vinci Limited and a number of local entities, held the exhibition, which ran from October 25th to November 8th. The Ministry of Economic Planning, Sustainable Development, Industry, Information and Labor, and the Ministry of Education, National Reconciliation and Ecclesiastical Affairs will partner with the International Telecommunications Unit, ITU, to host a Caribbean Cybersecurity Workshop on December 15th and 16th at the Methodist Church Hall, Kingstown, under the theme, The Role of Education in Cybersecurity, Developing Digital Citizenship. The workshop takes place from 8:30 a.m. daily and will be designed and delivered by Dr. Kay Zureb, a Caribbean-based international expert who has a track record of delivering similar awareness-building sessions. On Saturday, 17th December 2016, the Windfresh Southeast Steel Orchestra, in association with the SVG Diaspora Committee, will be hosting a cruise dubbed the Ultimate Moonlight Cruise. Speaking with Ronnie Richardson, Marlon Nanton, who is the director of the Windfresh Southeast Steel Orchestra, said that the event will be something of quality.
As the name suggests, it's the ultimate moonlight cruise, and ultimate has to do with superiority.
Something hard to touch next year.
Exactly. So this is not something that you should consider. You need to get on board. We have a good time on board that awaits you. The experience is going to be different. You're going to experience the Leeward Coast as you've never experienced it before. We are working assiduously to have the entertainment package, one of quality and one that you would enjoy, one that you would remember. And the food, the quality of the food is important to us. And remember, it's a cruise along the Leeward Coast, so we are not, I don't imagine that it would be as bumpy or rocky as having to travel through the Beckley Channel, for example.
The cruise begins boarding at the Kingston Terminal at 5:30 p.m. and will feature a 1-hour entertainment segment as well as music by DJ Canoe with complimentary food and drinks.
So, boarding starts at 5:30 from the cruise ship terminal in Kingston, and we are hoping to set sail from 6 p.m. So we are urging persons to be at the cruise ship berth on time. Come for 5:30 or before if you can, and you know, let's get the show on the road by 6. We hope to set sail at 6, and we should be back by 11 p.m. It includes not just the boat ride, but a complimentary meal and drink, and also live entertainment on board. So I think it's reasonable. And tickets can be bought at Singer in Kingston and SOV in Villa. Also, if you are overseas and you would like to reserve your tickets, you can email svgsoutheast@gmail.com. That's svgsoutheast@gmail.com.
The Windfresh Southeast Steel Orchestra is a popular steel pan band which has played in multiple events and countries in the region.
The orchestra has been quite active. In fact, we are active all year round. For example, in August, we held the summer program, which is usually organized in collaboration with the Pan Against Crime Committee. And during that program, we trained about 40 young students, children, to play the steel pan and also about the rudiments of music. Then out of that, we would have been active around Independence Time, playing for a number of events, including the Pan Jamboree on Sion Hill. That one was a production of the Sion Hill Steel Orchestra. Of course, 9 Mornings in Stubbs is one of the best things, and you can catch the band there as well. We have had in April the Hearts of Steel show, which is a production of Windfresh Southeast Steel Orchestra. It first came on stream in 2012, and we have had a number of editions after that. So that's like the signature event of the band. And there's so much to talk about Southeast. I mean, in August we journeyed to Martha's Vineyard, which is an exclusive tourist destination of Massachusetts, where we were able to perform at an event organized by the SVG Consulate in New York, and the persons there were very receptive of the band. In fact, I think we may have an invitation to perform there for next year, and it just goes on and on throughout the year. We try to keep as active as we can.
IKtv will be on board the MV Beckway Express for the ultimate moonlight cruise to the leeward side of the island. According to reports, this country recorded its 35th killing on Monday night when someone wielding a knife fatally wounded Jasmine Crabb Charles. Charles, a known drug addict who has a long history of run-ins with the law, was wounded sometime after 8 p.m. during an altercation in Rose Place in the area of the road that leads to Edinburgh. The 63-year-old was rushed to the nearby Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where he died from his chest injury. Unconfirmed reports are that Charles was stabbed by a female. IKtv up to press time has not received any information from the police. Church leaders across SVG held a press conference today at the Methodist Church Hall to address the crime situation. Pastor of the New Testament Church of God at Belair, Gilbert Porter, And at the launch of the 2016 Nine Mornings Festival at Heritage Square in Kingston last Sunday evening, said the rise in crime in St. Vincent and the Grenadines cannot solely be blamed on criminals, but on Vincentians who have turned their backs away from God. More local news when we come back.